Hello everybody, today's video is brought to you by the most persistent brand partner we've ever worked with, Wash and Go. When I think back to the first phone call I had with Mr. Wash and Go, I even said, why are you so persistent in getting me involved as an ambassador for Wash and Go? Do you know what they said? They said, because you embody everything our brand's about. And I thought, you're with it. You know what you're on about it. You're a brand about the town. Because when I think about Wash and Go, I think 2 in 1. And when I think about myself, which isn't very often, but when I do think about it, I think, yes, 2 in 1. Presenter, international sex symbol. I also find that Wash and Go is extremely fast and efficient as a brand to use. And, well, that's me as well. Just ask Mrs. Goldbridge. You know, there's nothing I can't do too quickly. And on top of that, when I think about Twitter, I think, well, effectively, in a very watered down version, most people are replying to me saying WashAndGoBridge. So when I think about it, it really is a no-brainer. Mark Goldbridge, Wash and Go. A match like no other. Enjoy the clip. I've said this before, I do quite like the darts. But I'll never watch it because it's always on at a time where I don't really want to watch anything other than Die Hard 1, 2, you know, the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, or I'm busy. So I can never commit to the darts because I can never watch it enough. Thoughts on whether Man City will soon slow down and not dominate the league, says Mitchell Bassett. I think that whilst Pep Guardiola is there, I don't see any change really. I really don't. I think that they're going to continue to dominate. They're not going to stop playing this brand of football that people really struggle with, are they? So I don't see it changing. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Worst signing of the year, says Alpha Gaming. Worst signing of the year. Is difficult because I don't want to say a United player, so I'm hoping you're going to help me out. Tom Heaton, signing of the year, says iMac. And thoughts on Grealish at Man City? Look, I think Grealish has done okay, Dan. I think he's done all right. £100 million again. Sort of reminds me of Harry Maguire, really. I mean, he's better than Harry Maguire. He's had a better career at Man City than Harry Maguire's had at Man United, without a shadow of a doubt, and he'll win more. But he's not a £100 million player. The reason Man City paid £100 million is that's the only fee that Villa would accept. Grealish, for me, is probably a £60-65 million player, in which case you'd still be saying the same thing. But £100 million is not really his fee. It's just what they had to pay for. He's not worth that. Saul Niguez as a loanee has been a terrible signing. Lukaku, a lot of people saying Lukaku's been a bad signing. Danny Ings for Aston Villa. Are you doing a watch along United versus Burnley? Of course I am, Kyle. It'll be on the United Stand. Please subscribe to this channel though, by the way. Vestergaard's not been a good signing for Leicester. A few people are saying Sancho. I did hear that Newcastle against Everton has been called off, Jeff, but thanks for reminding us. And Mark, would you rather have Pickford or Ramsdale to be England number 1? 100% Ramsdale. I'm not a big fan of Pickford. I think he's, you know, he's just overhyped. I wouldn't even say he's overhyped. He's just an okay keeper. Like, he's not. I wouldn't even put him in the top 3 keepers, English keepers. I think Pope's better. I actually think that, you know, Ramsdale's a lot better. And there's a few that you could say are better than him as well. Quality fullback to Robbo, very energetic. Samiskus, says Manav. And I've been very impressed by Ramsdale. I think he's brought a confidence to that back four. And stability is something that Arteta has really instilled in that back five. And one. Who remembers Bullseye? Can't beat a bit of bully. I'm surprised with Saul Niguez not doing well. I would have took him at Manchester United and I would have been very excited. And I think he would have got more game time at Manchester United because the competition is abysmal. Trying to break into that Chelsea side is very difficult when you've got Kovacic, Jorginho and Kante, but he's not done well when he's been given the opportunity. And I'm also a firm believer that you know, just because somebody fails at one club doesn't mean they'd fail at another club. But Saul Niguez, the warning signs are there with Saul Niguez, because he's not the player he was 2 years ago when a lot of clubs wanted him. You know, it had started to go wrong at Atletico Madrid. I mean, why are Atletico Madrid letting Saul Niguez go on loan? There's clearly an issue there, and I think Chelsea have realised that. What do you think of Conor Gallagher, says James Griffiths? I think he's fantastic. In fact, I put him in my Premier League team of the year so far a couple of weeks ago, didn't I? So, fantastic at Palace. Still can't believe we got 40 million for Oxlade-Chamberlain, but wasted it on Willian and Pepe, says 58 Go. I really want to bring this in from regular maths. I'm not going to read his surname, but he's basically saying, and I didn't think this was true, but it is true. Goal of the season so far, says Ben Casey. I really want to see your opinions on that. But I just want to talk about this as well. So Norwich fans lost today to Crystal Palace. Were basically telling Gilmour to go back to Chelsea, giving him a lot of shit. A lot of Chelsea fans weren't happy about this earlier on. I haven't really watched a lot of Norwich, but when he played against us the game before last, where they lost 1-0, he was pretty decent against us. But that's no real feather in your cap to dominate McTominay and Fred. But Chelsea fans think very, very highly of him. But yeah, you know, I don't like seeing stuff like that. A young player on loan at a club. I don't rate Pickford, but he turns into prime Neuer when playing for England, says GJ. Yeah, I mean, fantastic save from Jorginho in the penalty shootout. I'm trying to think. I mean, look, someone just said Greenwood's goal for Manchester United. I mean, it was in the Champions League, but Ronaldo's goal against Atalanta was, if you know finishing, was just absolutely elite. But that was the Champions League. Somebody mentioned Townsend's goal for Everton. Salah versus City, says Manam. That was very special. A lot of people are talking about that. Rodri's goal against Everton was good. Damari Gray against Arsenal was good. I remember that one. I'd probably say for the enormity of the occasion and game, you've got to go with Salah. I mean, I look back over the years. Letitia scored some good goals. I think about Trevor Sinclair scored a fantastic goal for QPR, an overhead kick at Loftus Road in the Premier League. But they always matter more. Tony Yeboah, they always matter more when they're in a bigger game. So I think that, you know, Bernardo Silva's goal against Villa was absolutely beautiful as well. I know, you know, so fair play for that. But I think that Ronaldo against Spurs was a good goal as well. But I think that Salah goal for me would get it because they're the two best teams in England at the moment. They're arguably the two best teams in the world. And to score a goal like that against Man City in a game like that makes it up a level. What do you think United will win? When do you think United will win the league? Says Ben. No idea, mate. Absolutely no idea. We're miles off at the moment. That's all I can say. Fred versus Crystal Palace, says La. Not convinced it wasn't a cross. If I'm honest. It was on his weak foot. I think it was a cross. I still think Liverpool will win this in the second half. I do like Harvey Barnes. Is he injured for Leicester again at the moment? I don't know whether he's on the bench here. I spilt half of that.
Where?
On the table.
Do you want another one?
Yeah, please. He's not on the bench, so he must be injured again, Harvey Barnes. But I do like Harvey Barnes. I don't know where he is. Where are you, Harvey? Where are you? Your idol, you're my idol after my manager Johnny Coleman, says Kyle. There you go. Nice one, mate. I'm hoping in 2022 actually. It will be the year where I can start getting out and about a bit. I'm not on a tag. I'm not confined to my house, but it feels like that a little bit over the last few years. So I'm hoping that this year I can get out and about a bit. And basically said, I'm going to be in this pub at this time. Let's go and have a drink and a chat. So, you know, Might be a couple of people who turn up, but I think Kasper Schmeichel's always a keeper I forget to put in the top 5. I think he's fantastic. Danny Ings' bicycle kick was very good, Charlie, as well. I'll tell you what I'm really happy about, though. And look, there was a lot of conversation about this a week ago, so I think there needs to be a little bit of a conversation about it now. We were really worried about the Premier League being disrupted because of games, etc., because of COVID. Now, in the UK at the moment, we've got no lockdown, really. Pubs are still open. It's New Year's Eve on Friday night. We're open for business. So this is really good news because there was a real big fear that the Premier League would carry on again, but with no fans in the ground. So we've got fans in the ground, and just don't take it for granted, because I'm absolutely loving the fact that, you know, hopefully we're coming towards the end of something here, and life can go back to normal for a bit. So I'm very, very excited by that. Menge in for the overpriced fridge, says iMac. So Menge's a young player at Manchester United. The fridge is Harry Maguire. Did you know Maguire doesn't have the leadership trait on FIFA anymore? Even they know he shouldn't be captain, says Chilled Aussie. I think the I don't agree with FIFA a lot. I mean, you've made me talk about FIFA. I was doing a stream last week, and my player skips past the last man. A defender comes across and tries to slide tackle me and takes me out. He's the last man by a bloody mile, and it's a yellow card. So I'm not a big fan of FIFA and the rules, but I've got to say they're spot on with Harry Maguire. He's about as slow as a broken down wheelbarrow, and he does win quite a few headers from corners, which mostly go in all direction except the back of the net. So they've got Harry Maguire down to a T on FIFA, but they don't get everything right. So there is hope. There is hope for Harry. If you're interested in my gaming stuff, by the way, please do follow me on Twitch. I've left you the link in the video description. I've just been sort of on and off this week. I've been doing quite a lot of United Stand, not massively loads on here or my gaming stuff, because it's just a sort of week between Christmas and New Year where I do try and just chill a little bit, and it's important to reflect and refocus, isn't it? So you should interview Hull fans what they think about Maguire, says Shinks. Thank you very much for that.